wonder, 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 wonder.
It's the Built From Nothing podcast. I'm your host, Sean. It's my guy, Nell. We here with a special guest, Davon Usher, bucket extraordinaire, pro athlete, and head coach. What's going on, bro?
What's up, man? Appreciate y'all for having me, man.
No problem, man. Look, we here today because we're going to honor your legacy. You know what I'm saying? You was one of my favorite players watching and competing against. We here to give you your flowers. We want to hear your journey. I think your journey, you know, it embarked built from nothing. So, you know, I just want to dive down memory lane. You got anything to say?
Nah, I feel like your story is what a lot of kids want to be, so we want to make sure it's heard.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely appreciate that, fellas. Like, always love, man. So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna tell my story. Like,
let's jump from the beginning. You played at Bentlow. I played at John E. That's kind of, I mean, we known each other since elementary school, but that's where I kind of got to watch you play. You was a little younger than me, so I didn't never really get to play against you, but you played for Coach Herman. Just give me everything he taught you, because you know he's a historic figure in this time.
Man, he like my grandfather. Rest in peace to Coach Herman, man. He like one of the godfathers of Baltimore basketball. So like it all started, I kind of remember this like it was just, I was 4 years old. My birthday is in August. And it was the summertime. My mother was trying to get me to go to basketball camp, and I wasn't old enough. You needed to be 5. So instead of putting 1992 on there, she put 1991. Said I was 5 already. I went to camp. I didn't even have no front teeth. And like I wasn't getting no playing time, nothing. I didn't know nothing. I was just soaking up the environment of like being around other people, like other kids playing basketball. I'm just always been very observant, and it took me probably like 4 years going to camp every summer for me to actually like start learning the fundamentals. Like, so when people bring their kids to me and they 7, 8 years old and they like, he don't know how to play yet. And I'm like, oh, that's fine. Like, I didn't learn how to play until I was like 9, 8 years old.
Right.
You know what I mean? So Coach Herman, like, what he taught us, like 3 rules: listen, remember, no excuses. Like, they life rules. You know what I mean? Like, if you listen, you can achieve a goal. If you remember something, you can achieve a goal. If you don't make no excuses, you can achieve a goal.
Right.
And he always made us think at a young age. Like, he always used to say, somebody in here gonna get it all. Somebody in here is gonna go through one end out the other, they ain't gonna get none of it. And there's gonna be somebody in here that remember some of the stuff I say. When he used to have us in our huddles and sitting us down and talking, and I used to pay more attention to the talks that he had with us than the actual drills and stuff that he would show us. Because like, the drills was basic, the same drills we do 5 years old, you do when you're 15. So he kept it the same way, and he was just always supportive and encouraging. And he don't do AAU. He was never a fan of AAU. So like now everybody want to send their kid to AAU. Kid can't throw a fucking rock in the ocean. Feel me? Can I cuss on it?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cuss on it.
Just not there.
Yeah. Like everybody just think their kid just go to AAU and do this and do that rather than taking the time out. Send your kid to a rec so they can learn how to play basketball first. So like that's the model we try to take. But like he really taught me pretty much everything I know about basketball. Everything else was just other coaches that I met in college and stuff. They would say stuff, but then he had already told me growing up. So it was like all he doing is just reminding me that he knew what he was talking about.
Right. Yeah. Rest in peace to Coach Herman for sure.
Yeah,
we gonna jump straight to high school. I remember we had like a little summer workout, and you there during the summer. I'm like, what going up here? I'm like, what's up, bro? He like, yo, I'm coming up here, bro. I'm like, it's a wrap. I need my guy with me. You know, we went like 8 and 6, you know, on JV. But, you know, just to have you on the team, you know, man, you played like, I don't know, only like 3 games together on JV.
Right, they stole you, took you right to varsity. I was like, man.
But I remember the game going up on varsity, yo. You played Emerson. You know what I'm saying? And you hit this shot on Stanton, bro. I mean, not my bad, not on Stanton, bro, not on Stanton. But you hit the shot on the team. And you gave us the win, no seconds left on the clock, you know, and real talk, that's what made me really believe that you got game like. You remember watching that
I
shot?
remember that, bro.
That was my
Mind you,
first
I'm
home
on
game.
varsity, so we
Yeah.
in the stands watching the game. We going nuts. Niggas taking their jersey off and all that.
Well, I took my jersey off. I remember my beater had a little rip on the shoulder part. Yo, I'm like, they put it like in the yearbook.
Yeah.
And I seen, I'm like, bro, my beater was all ripped, like on the side.
What did that do for your confidence though?
Shit, that, like, coming into high school was very, like, scary for me, like, as far as, like, the basketball sense, because I got cut in 8th grade from my AAU team, like, from the Baltimore Stars with Bentlow. Like, they had Roscoe, Justin Jackson, you know, they had different guys from different places. Like, I think Antonio played on that team, Barton. So, like, I got cut from that team, so 8th grade, I'm just like, shit, I can't go nowhere else to play. Because all we know is Bentlow. If you don't make the team here, where you gonna go?
Right.
You gotta wait for the next season to come around to try out for the team again. That's how we used to carry it. But like, I would never get cut. But I got cut that time. So I'm like, I'm gonna go play soccer. So middle school, 8th grade, I was playing soccer at Volleyball. The school up there by St. Agnes. We ain't no basketball team. So I was like, I'm gonna just play. I was doing so much bad stuff, like in the neighborhood, like going in people's backyards, playing their basketball, I don't even know who house it is. Like going in people's yards, jumping on their trampoline. Because I'm like, yo, this a nice neighborhood. Like, ain't nobody gonna do nothing. Like,
Right.
if I see somebody come to the door, I'm gonna just run. That's it. So like, I was just out of like the loop with basketball and stuff. And my pops kind of tried to reel me back in and be like, all right, what you trying to do for high school? So like me, I'm 13 years old in the 8th grade. I'm writing down all the schools that I know got girls at. Carver, City, Emerson.
Yo, I don't know why Carver is number one. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why you thought I was number one.
I
for
put no
girls
because I had a neighbor that went there when she was like a senior, but she was like a junior. No, she was a senior when I was in middle school. So like she had went to college for 4 years, and she was fine. And she used to always like say that it was pretty girls up there and stuff like.
Just her.
So I'm just assuming like, yo, this school got girls, I'm about to go up here. So then I'm like, what's a vocational school? Like I'm asking my name, like, this a trade school, like they got different stuff you can do and all that. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna just do graphic design.
Right.
Like I wasn't thinking about who the basketball coach, I wasn't thinking about how the team was gonna be. I'm literally going into high school thinking, I'm just trying to go to a school with some girls and like whatever happens, happens. Like I'm gonna just make my own basketball. I wasn't mature enough to think that far down the line.
Right.
So like when we started playing, like everybody up Carver was like already kind of like knew each other because everybody kind of like live in that kind of area. I'm from South Baltimore. Like I be over West, but I don't, you feel me, live around there.
Right.
Everybody hanging together, and I felt like an outcast because like Sean the only person I know, X the only person I know, but I'm not one to type time X on.
Right.
You feel me? I'm one to type time Sean on. But I'm still an underclassman. Sean still got his own little crew. You feel me? I don't want to be like that little annoying brother just keep following you around nowadays, so I'm trying to find my way. Like I say, still wasn't taking basketball serious. Never went to the gym to work out. Kept ducking Coach Warren for cross country. So like that game, like when that game really did a lot for my confidence. I was like, oh, I can do a little something, but I didn't understand why I wasn't on varsity.
So
He told me though.
But look, us three, we played together. The next year, out of my 4 years 3 years on varsity, I never felt like I could have won except that year. I'm gonna say it was mismanagement on, the coach's behalf.
Horrible coaching.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I thought, you was the best player on that team by far. I thought we had a real good roster. But you end up leaving the school after that. Tell me, transition me from leaving to that school to now you at Disney.
So, I actually didn't want to leave Carver, but my pops wanted me to leave. So after we played Douglas and Coach Warren ain't played me the whole second half, my pops was kind of like, are you better than those guys that's on this team? Like you might be the youngest one on the team, but you better than them. So like, the coach gotta be on some stuff. And like Warren would never tell me why I wasn't playing. Like he ain't had no conversation with me. He would just tell me like, you gotta get 10 assists, or you gotta do this and do that. And it's like, what is your purpose? Like, why are you telling me to do this? Like, I don't have a problem with doing it, but what are you trying to do? And my father couldn't see his vision. So my father was like, yeah, shorty, you ain't gotta go to practice no more. So I was like, damn, like that's like a bougie move, kind of quitting in the middle of the season, like.
Right.
Like leaving my homies hanging for it because they my friends. Like I don't got a problem with my teammates.
Right.
I just don't like the coach. And my pops was just like, no, we gonna go to Emerson or we going to digital. It was either Emerson or digital. And I was like, I want to go down digital because I was closer with Justin and George than I was with Stanton at the time, even though me and Stanton like friends.
Right.
But I was like, Emerson, that's still like a hood school for real. My family from up Emerson Village, I'm trying to get away from that. Like, I'm gonna go downtown.
What school had the better girls though?
What school had the better girls? At that point, I wasn't worried about girls. At that
Right,
point,
my bad.
when I left Carver, my thought process like I gotta go to a school that's gonna win.
Right.
Like because I'm doing my part. Like I'm trying to go somewhere that's gonna win. Like I'm tired of losing.
Right.
So like, digital had just made it to the city. They lost in the states the year before then, and they had lost in the states. And they needed somebody. And me and Coach Johnny was from down Bentlow. So I was comfortable with him because he used to work out summer camps and stuff. I didn't really know the Darnell brothers, the Dansler brothers. My father did. I'm like, I'm going somewhere where I'm comfortable. My mother like, you going to digital. Feel me? So it was like more so my mother pushing the narrative of me going to digital and not Emerson. Because my father wanted me to go to Emerson. Digital was the perfect fit. Like I went down there, my mindset was I'm in the gym every day. I'm running, I'm working out, like, because I don't want to come here for no reason. Like, I don't want to leave my old school and because I always care about, with the place I left, like, we'll get further along, y'all understand why, like, you know when you leave a situation where players get traded, go somewhere else, the coach, like, he ain't going to do anything, I don't think it is, or I got to prove myself. Right. So it's like I left my team, and some people probably thought I wasn't going to be successful at digital.
Hot take, right? Hot take. I think, because you got to remember, we lost our point guard, we lost you, we lost our captain, right? I stopped playing. Hot take, far-fetched maybe, I thought we could have won that year.
We could have.
So I ended up losing in the city championship to a Lake Clifton 28-0, Will Barton-led team, right? But I feel like that's what gave y'all fire going into the States.
Oh, for sure.
Give me that journey, right? And how that transitioned over to your last year.
So coming into the school, like, my whole mindset was, yo, we gotta win a state championship. Like, y'all already right there. We only got 2 years to do it. This George last year. Like, y'all been getting close, bro. We gotta win a state championship. So everything we did, how we played every game was like literally strategic moves for like preparing ourselves for the next level. We was prepared to play against Lake Clifton in that city championship. Halftime the score was 30 to 26. We was down 4 points. I don't know what happened. I don't know what type of goddamn Space Jam juice they had in the locker room. But they came out and the final score was 69 to 30.
Yeah.
They went on a 39-4 run and we sat in that locker room and we looked at each other like, bro, did we just lose? But did we just go 4 points in the second half? Like, and like, I cried like a baby walking to the car. Like, we just got embarrassed in front of the whole city. Lost by 39 in front of the whole city. Like, so when I sat in that car, I was like, yo, I swear I'm doing everything in my power to never feel like this again. And we beat the fur of everybody in the States. 15, 20, 25. We beat Dunbar by 10 at the crib. We beat them by like 30. We went on College Park and we beat both of the teams on College Park by 20. Like, it was no cakewalk. Like, we was not playing. Like, we was on a mission, and that was the best. I feel like that was the best decision basketball-wise that I made at that time.
I was hurt genuinely when I lost UNS because I did look at like my senior year. I needed y'all too, right? But I ain't gonna lie, like I wanted to bust your ass every time I played against you. You feel me? Because I was a little mad. You feel me? But when you won, bro, I was genuinely proud of you because that journey not easy. That journey is not easy to win that state title. Like the furthest I ever got was the third round, and we ended up getting blown out.
It's hard,
y'all. You feel me? But just take me to that. And so now you on top of the world. Run me through your senior year real quick so we can go to your
senior year.
Process going into college.
Sky's the limit. Like I played summer basketball. As soon as we win a state championship, The next day I go to AAU practice, getting ready for the summer. Ain't got no time to waste. Trying to get scholarships. You know what I mean? And like I went into my senior year, I already signed to Texas A&M Corpus Christi. I was already signed, paper signed, took my visits, all that. I'm in tryouts with my Corpus Christi stuff on, chilling on the side while it's 60 people in there.
Tough.
I'm chilling. I might go out there. I played one 5-on-5 game the first 2 days of tryouts, but just would do all the running. But I was cool. I'm like, I'm going D1. I'm good. I'm locked in. We ain't got no point guards, so I got to really groom these young guards up. We had 10th grade guards, and Justin was a slasher. He wasn't a point guard. So I'm kind of nervous, but my confidence is not that high. Because originally we had a Kale Carr. Right before the season started, he was in digital. He was playing Craig Cromwell together. He was my point guard at Craig Cromwell. Throwing me oops, alley oops, all that. We was getting buggy.
Nasty.
Digital, it was too far from his house. So he ended up going to Patty.
Damn, that would have been nuts.
Patty came to the crib 2 months later and beat us.
I was at that game, bro.
So it was like payback for when we beat Kyle, so boy, he got me. Because I made my friends mad at me, so like he made me mad and shit. He made me upset. Like I came undefeated at home, so.
You don't got to do all that.
Senior year was lit. Like, senior year was lit though. Like, I was average. I was just doing whatever. I was having 20 and 20 games and scoring 30 in the paper and stuff like that. We was winning, but I wasn't sure that we was going to win a state championship in 2A. I knew that road was going to be a little bit of tough. It was City, Lake, Emerson, and us. After we all just won a state championship, how ironically they put all of us in 2A now.
Right, I ain't know that either.
And they left Dunbar in 1A. Mind you, Dunbar got way more kids than they school in digital.
And they win it when y'all didn't win
You
it.
feel me? Finesse. It was a whole finesse system. So
Shelby at Lake?
Yeah.
On that team?
Yep.
Okay.
We beat them at Lake that year, actually. And I probably like 28 that game, 32 or something like that. Like, but me and Josh played on the same team in the summertime, so it's like other people gonna be scared to play against somebody they see you ranked number 2 in the country.
Right. Yeah.
Number
You
2,
like, yo, I've been playing against him.
I know it.
Plus,
As long as he get mad,
high.
right? He about to get mad. So I already know how he gonna play.
Right.
He gonna get his 30, and I'm gonna get my
Pass the
30.
ball.
It's just all about who gonna win. We gotta stop
Right.
these other people, cause he had like 36 or something like that. So
How did that end for y'all? Second round, third round?
we lost second round to Emerson
Okay, yeah.
at Coppin.
Yeah, yup.
So Stanton kids sing. They
Got you. And they had a real good year.
they won the states that year. They beat City too, and they won the city championship that
City
year
championship.
and the states.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they beat City the next game because City beat
snap.
Lake.
So boom, graduate high school. It's time to go to college. You'll say you was already signed, but you ended up at Pope, which is in Florida. Tell me what happened with Texas A&M, and tell me about what happened while you was at Pope.
Yo, real quick before you go on that, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
Mind you, when you was coming out of your senior year, I was going to school, whatever. I came back home. I ain't seen you since you played with us. You know, the slow kid, you know what I mean? But he can play the game. He's slow. He gonna get to his spots. I come back, we down Bello, dunking everything.
We just like pick up
like
a
6'6". I'm like, yo, what happened? Yo, who is this? That ain't the hit. This kid was slow. You feel me? He was unathletic. Like, what happened, bro? Did a switch flip, or did you start working out hard, or you just hit a growth spurt?
So actually, I missed that part because I was 5'9" my freshman year at Carver. My sophomore year, I jumped to 6'2". Then I transferred on to digital, and I was 6'5".
I know. I remember.
So I reached I became, I don't know when I got to 6'6", but they listed me as 6'6" by the time I was at Mississippi, my junior year of college. And I was like, damn, like, I just sprouted up. I don't remember being 5'9", but I remember it being a struggle for me to dunk the ball. Like, I couldn't dunk. I used to always try to stay at the practice and be trying to get a couple dunks in, and then I'd be like, I can't, I'm going home, I'm getting on the bus. Like, so when I got to digital, I think, I ran track at digital too, so maybe it was like a different type of workout, because like that's something I just used to work out hard, every day type stuff, and I don't know, like, it was just, I guess the growth spurt kind of helped with it too, and then raised my confidence, and then my work ethic kind of like started progressing when I left Carver, because my work
like
ethic,
everything coming together.
yeah, my work
When I
ethic
came
really
back,
wasn't
bro, you was
there.
different, yo. I was like, yo, who is this, bro?
It was like, once I won a state championship, that's when my mind clicked that I could go to college.
Right.
Like for
sure,
free
for sure.
with this shit, like.
For sure.
So like, I ain't think about college when I was at Carver. I was just thinking about hooping, making it to the bus stop to get home, so won't nobody get robbed.
Right.
Type stuff. Like I wasn't thinking about going to college. I didn't think Coach warned you nobody or Coach Boat They ain't put that in my head, so I didn't think that.
But go ahead, take us through the Texas A&M.
I'm about to go to Texas A&M Corpus Christi. I found out I don't go through that clearinghouse.
Course, which is a big thing.
NCAA clearinghouse. I'm like, what the? I graduated high school. What is that? They're like, yeah, you gotta have a certain GPA. Woo. My coach from Texas A&M called me. He's like, hey, did you ever get your stuff back from the clearinghouse? So I'm thinking the people at Digital taking care of it with my assistant coach down there, because they've been doing everything throughout the whole year. Kind of find out I'm not even eligible. I got a 1.6 GPA with my core classes, and you know, Digital, a computer class.
Right.
So computer school. I'm sorry. So I'm like, damn, I should have stayed at Carver.
Nah, you did right.
Far as grade, no, far as because it
Just
was
the
courses.
process.
Yeah, it was courses that I needed to take at Digital Harbor to graduate that I had nothing to do with the NCAA clearinghouse.
Oh,
So like I needed to take this computer class to graduate from this computer school, but I kind of put that in the NCAA clearinghouse as a key course class or an elective. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm just taking this to graduate. I'ma still be short.
Right.
So the option was junior college or prep school. Prep school. Nah, I'm not about to sit in no prep school to take 2 classes a day and gotta take the SAT prep every day. Nah, I'm gonna go to junior college.
Right.
University of Towson, assistant coach. He said, you can go to Texas, Florida, or stay here in Maryland, go to Cecil. And I was like, I understand, I'm gonna go to Florida.
For sure.
He plugged me in down there, and I got down there, man, it was a whole, just a whole different, environment. We walk in the house, this dead roaches still on the floor in our apartment, bro. It was 3 of us in one room. Like, we stayed in a 2-bedroom apartment, 5 of us live in the house. 3 of us stayed in one room with a twin bed. You feel me? I'm just like, I'm really right here. Like, I'm really starting over. Like, I really just came from high school averaging 27 and 12, first team on Metro, signed D1, but I can't go because of my grades.
But that grew you up, though.
What?
That grew you up. And you know, I think it grew up your game, too, because you just say you was averaging 27. But I know down at Polk, it was about 9 a game.
I averaged 9 points a game in junior college.
But you know why I love the Polk story so much? Because you was all tournament your sophomore year. So look at that transition. 9 points to all tournament. So you knew when to turn it on, or your opportunities.
Yeah, just had to take advantage of I knew when to take advantage of my opportunities.
For sure. And I think that teaches a lot of people that it's not all about every shot you get. It's about making sure when you take them shots, you're ready to take them. So Polk was. Did y'all end up winning the region that year?
No.
But I know you played with some good players.
Yeah.
But y'all.
We was always competitive. We always won our conference.
Got you.
My 2 years there, we was always number 1 in our conference.
Gotcha.
Like Hillsborough, St. Peter and stuff. But you gotta remember, you got Northwest Florida. You got Chipola. You got
Y'all play against Pensacola?
Yeah, Pensacola. You know what I mean? You got all them type of schools. Tallahassee.
Right.
So Florida JUCO deep.
Yeah, for sure.
That JUCO go deep. Like, so, you feel me? It was like every night you playing against dudes. Like, I'm 18 years old, freshman. My roommate 21.
Right.
My other roommate 20 coming from France. My other roommate 21 from Philly. He already been played a year at Morgan. Flunked out now. He got to start over at JUCO. You feel me? So it was like I was the baby boy on the team. I was the youngest one on the team, 18. So, and the way I carried myself off the court, that's how I got my respect from them, because I ain't carry myself like no little boy.
I really dig your story to Valley. Tell us that whole process, because that's a crazy process.
Bruh, I ain't had no offers coming from Pope. None. So it was a guy that I'm close with here. He assistant coach at Coastal Carolina now. His name Patrice Days. He was he from Baltimore. He was a prep school assistant coach when I was in JUCO, and I was like, man, I don't got no offers. Like, can you help me? I only average 9 and 7. I got some good games and stuff I can send out. You feel me? Just like, he's like, all right, bet. I'm gonna give you my list of contacts. He gave me his list of coaches' contacts. Every day I used to go to the library, emailing coaches, calling coaches, like leaving messages and stuff. Hey, coach, I can send you my film. I remember sitting at my computer emailing Wake Forest. Like emailing a bunch of different schools. Like, I'm gonna try to see if I can go back in my emails if I can find them. Like, how you doing? I'm a 6'6", 3 man. Cause at the time in Polk I was playing a 3-4. So really I was the 4.
Right.
I ain't never played a guard at JUCO. People don't even know that. I
Right.
never played on the wing at JUCO. It was the free throw line. You go watch my highlights today. Free throw line, short corners. Feel me? Taking charges, big man stuff. Like, so I was trying to like sell myself to these coaches. I was pitching myself like just hopefully somebody like me.
Right.
Seeing Mississippi Valley State on TV. They hooping. My boy Brent go there from Baltimore. Brent Arrington. They hooping, but they got like 9 seniors. And I'm like, they like talk. The commentator said, "These guys got 9 seniors, man. It's gonna be a lot of rebuilding next year." So I'm like, a light bulb blinked in my head, like, it's the HBCU. I can play with them. You feel me? Like, let me just see. Luckily, Coach Patrice had a connect there. The assistant coach at the time, Chico Potts. So I'm like, all right, let me feel me, let's see what's up. The head coach, Sean Woods, ended up going to Morehead State, right? Chico got the job. Called Chico, I'm like, man, look, I ain't got to come for no visit, man. Listen, I'm just trying to come to school. I can see my film, all that. Like, you ain't even gonna give me no scholarship. I'm just trying to play D1. He was like, all right, we'll sort it out. He looked at my stuff. He wasn't that big on me at first, but he just brought me to school because he took Patrice's word. But when I got on that, like, I seen that schedule, he sent me the schedule. He's like, we got the number 2 hardest schedule in the country. First game, Ole Miss. Second game, LSU. Third game, Cincinnati. We play Virginia, Virginia Tech, Bradley. How I'm going to do this in the sweat? I ain't got, how I'm going to do this? I'm coming from JUCO. So I'm like, I'm in the gym. We Northwestern. We play Northwestern. So it's like, I'm in the gym that whole summer. Once I got that schedule, I'm like, I don't care. I know we're going to get blown out. I know these money games because by then I already know how college work. I'm going into my junior year. So like now I'm about to be 20 years old. And I'm getting a little bit mature. I'm like, yo, I'm about to go to college already. Like guys freshman, so I'm already be ahead of the game for real, because I done already got taught how to play at a fast pace, all that type of shit. So like, I went down there and I used to just shooting a gun every day. Started working out with the players that was there before, like the ones that graduated. Get them under, like I'm working out with them. So they like, yeah, shorty that. He gonna be the next one. Boom, we go to Ole Miss, 16. All right, shorty can hoop a little bit. He cool. We go to LSU. That's when he had Patrick O'Brien. You know, he went to the league. Had 9 points. You feel me? Tough game, 9 points. Like, all right, it's cool. We go to Northwestern, 3rd game of the season. I had 35 points.
Sheesh.
I go back to my phone. You check the ESPN ticker. Mississippi Valley upset alert against Northwestern. We was playing Northwestern. You know the referee Joey Crawford. His son was playing for them at the time. Feel me? And we lost by like 8 points, 12 points. I had 35 points. 35 points, season high. Woo. Like ESPN was really running my phone up on that. Yo, I go to Instagram, probably like 500 new followers. Feel me? Go to Twitter, I see it. Everybody going nuts. So that's when people really started paying attention to me playing that Valley. Like, oh, we about to start going to this games. We're gonna start riding out. And then like I finished the season, I'm 13 in the country in D1 scoring.
It's tough.
And we only won 5 games.
But that take you on to your next journey.
Yup.
You leave there. You like, man, I ain't trying to stay here. I know you got there because of Sadler. Sadler help you get there. But you end up going there and winning the whole conference championship, bro. That's cool. But you was killing. So just take me on the conference championship and take me through playing in the NCAA tournament, because you know that's all we ever talked about in high school. Always been thinking, yo, that NCAA March Madness show, that's really gonna be that. And I felt like God was really taking care of me and really blessing me in a basketball sense because of how I just carried myself in the basketball sense and how I never tried to cut no corners, I was always a good teammate, I always played basketball the right way, never cocky, never tell nobody I'm nice, you some shit. I never even told people I'm nice, yo, like I'm really like that.
Right.
I don't even talk like that, so like I feel like everything was coming together, like how coincidental I transferred to Delaware and our conference tournament is in Baltimore.
Crazy.
Like, how crazy is that? So when I found that out, what? I'm not losing in front of the hood. Like in the same attitude that I had, like I took a whole different demeanor to Delaware. Like they was like kind of like a preppy team, kind of like with some guys that can play guys from the city, but they ain't really like had that dog, that swag to it, like that excitement, and I bought that. You feel me? So like That conference tournament, man, I couldn't sleep that night because I really wanted to play Towson in the championship.
Right. That would have been hard.
Because Towson coach ain't give me the transfer from Mississippi Valley State because they already had a solid team. So he felt like he ain't need me. I ain't show him nothing for him to recruit me.
Right.
So I was already salty, like, yo, from my hometown, he ain't even trying to recruit me. I'm going to dog them. We split the series in the season. They ended up losing to William and Mary.
Right.
A team, upset, they got upset, a team that we already beat 3 times in the conference. So I'm like, damn, we got to play William and Mary. We really can win. We really can go to the NCAA tournament because Towson was going to be a tough game. It was going to be a good one, but it was going to be tough because we was battling every game. We about to fight all the time. That's our rival. But that's what I wanted in my hometown.
Right.
I wanted to send them packing, feel me? But we ended up playing William and Mary, so we wasn't as stoked about the game. We were just more so focused and locked in. So like, I could just remember I'm real focused on the game. Like I had 10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Because I was just trying to do everything right in the championship game. Like I got what? I got my, I had 4 points all the way up until like the last 3 minutes of the game. I'm trying to go to the tournament, like, but I'm just so out of it. Like, I'm thinking about this moment.
Right.
Bro, when that boy took that shot and missed, and we won that game, and our fans stormed the court, yo, it was just like everything I've been through in college, you know what I mean, as far as basketball, like just it was like I had that book bag on my back. I was walking around with that book bag, and right after that game, get this book bag off me, man. Feel me? I take this weight off my shoulder, man. Like I proved I was wrong. You feel me? I proved myself wrong. I did something that I never even thought I could do. Coming from where we come from, like that's hard. Like going to the tournament was even a better experience though. Charter plane. Feel me? Hotel. You get to your hotel. You got NCAA stuff laid out on your bed for you. Like they accommodate you very well. The hospitality is super cool. You know what I mean? Like and the environment, like practicing on that neutral court, and you got reporters out there keep taking pictures, and it's just the lights. This for me has always been about the lights because like that's what really turned me up. Like I gotta see the lights. Like being in this moment that I always dream about is what's going to like turn me up a little bit. Like and I always felt like every level I played at, I always felt like I belonged. Cause you know how sometimes people might doubt. They say like, oh, I don't know, yo, this. I'm be timid when they get on the court or don't be trying to do certain stuff. I don't care. You can be gymming for that, stand in front of me. You could be goddamn LeBron stand in front of me. I'm gonna do the same stuff that I'm gonna do if you somebody that's a crackhead run away.
Sure.
It's either it's gonna work or it ain't gonna work.
Right.
So it's like
You had a good game against Michigan State, right?
Yeah,
Michigan State. What you had, about 20?
Yeah, I had 20. It was a solid 20. We lost by 12 though.
But look. I look at it like this, right? Just to even see you in that moment, it was impressive. And in my mind, I'm like, dang, bro, he about to continue to play. So, just let me know all that process, cause that's a story in itself. Let me know about that pro process.
So that pro process is completely different from the college aspect because now you're not going into it looking for an experience, so you really don't care about how good the team is, or you really don't care about sometimes location, or some people might do. You can really choose kind of now, like, it's a business. Like, you literally got more freedom to do whatever you want. Like, it's like you're an entrepreneur, kind of. Like, nobody can tell you what to do. Like, they need you. You feel me? So, like, that professional process, like, I started looking at it like, all right, I can really get, like, a lot of money, like, decent money, playing, staying consistent, and just building my way up. Like, I was never looking to make $100,000 my first year. It's a process, but you can make $100,000 your second, third, fourth year, stuff like that. Once you go to different places, like I was just always trying to carry myself in a professional way and network with people, because you never know. Like you can be the sorriest import on the team, but if you do good in the community, if you got a good relationship with the GM, they don't give a damn about how bad you playing, because you're doing other stuff that's more impactful. Like a lot of places don't care about just basketball, like Italy. They only cared about me hooping. They ain't asking me to do no community shit.
But look, that year, after coming from Delaware, you ended up going undrafted. Who was the team that you worked out for?
I worked out for Utah Jazz. I worked out for the Denver Nuggets. I worked out for Washington Wizards and the Philadelphia 76ers. But I ended up playing Summer League for the Warriors.
Right.
I never even worked out for them. So it was like, it's crazy how that cycle worked. Like, how did y'all even find me? What y'all saying, some video footage somewhere and be like, all right, we ain't gonna bring him in for a workout, but we want him on our Summer League team.
Right. And did you end up, is that how you got to the D League, or you ended up going overseas?
I went overseas after the Summer League because they wanted me to go to the G League, but I was about to have a baby. My first year out of college, you're a rookie. Rookies think about getting money.
Right.
You're not thinking about that slow grind process. Like, why am I going to the G League? I ain't even play that much in the Summer League.
Right.
Like, I'm about to go overseas where I'm going to play
And get
35 minutes a game, and I'm going to get paid.
Right.
Way more than what the G League about to pay.
For sure.
So it's like, it just makes sense. Like, after my first year, after I left Italy, probably the women there, the nightlife, but like the basketball was super easy. Average 27 there.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I was like, all right, now I want to go to the G League. Because I got a year of professionalism under my belt, my confidence up a little bit. I've been playing, I know what I can do in a professional sense, and I know what I can't do. Because you can't do the same stuff you did in college as a professional.
For sure.
Right.
Like in college, I might can dribble five, 6 times, like figure out what I want to do or hold the ball a little bit longer. But you gotta be fast and quick when you playing as a pro, because you just gonna be confused. So like that transition as a pro was cool. Like the money was always got paid on time. My teammates was always cool. Like I never had no problems with none of my teammates. Nothing like that. Like, yeah.
Let us know just the different countries you played in real quick.
So I went to Italy. I've been to Iceland. I played in my G League team. Actually went on China. We went on a China tour.
That's tough.
For 3 weeks right before the G League season. I played in Hungary for a month, but I got hurt. That's when I left Hungary and went to the G League. Then we went to China, which is crazy, right? That's weird. And then Australia. I played in Australia for 2 years.
Right.
Australia was like home.
I remember they was loving you. They gave you like a 2 years or nothing.
Yeah, 3 years. They gave me 3 years.
I remember the sign that you had in there. That jump was cool.
Yeah.
So, I think one of the biggest things you accomplished, right? Even through all that, you came back home, coached the school you got a championship for. Mm-hmm. Tell me about being a coach and how that's different from actually being a player.
Man, it's so like more relaxing on your mental as a player, because as a player you put so much on your back, trying to be so perfect. Like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, or you just thinking so much. But like, some of the stuff like as players is out of our control. Like, and I didn't really think that as a player, but as a coach now I realize like there's a lot of stuff that happens for players that's out of their control that they really can't control. So
a cycle.
Yeah, it's like a cycle for real. So like it's so important for me to give back, showing these younger generation kids who like when we was growing up in our neighborhoods, like man, Sean had a coach, but like maybe our neighbor ain't have a coach. Maybe our neighbor kid couldn't go nowhere to play because his father wasn't around, or his mother had to work overtime, or his brother, he ain't have a big brother, or he ain't have an uncle who can take him here and that. So like for me, it's like trying to tap in with those kids who won't even think they got a chance to even come in contact with somebody like me that'll help them. Like who done did everything I done did. Like I try to be like a normal person to them, you know what I mean? But to their parents, to the outside world, people don't kind of like look at me as normal sometimes. But my close people, like they know how I am, you know what I mean? So it's like just trying to make them feel as important as possible, because that confidence is everything. Like,
that you having a name and you playing the way you did as well, they believed you. And I think that's a big thing for coaches.
Yeah, for sure.
We about to wrap up, bro, but I just got some quick hitters for you. Real quick. Give me top 5 players that you played against in the city.
Top 5 in the city?
Yeah.
I would say Will Barton, Josh Shelby. I would say Stanton Kidd. I would say C.J. Fair. And these are all my teammates too. That's crazy. And I would say Sean. I would definitely say Sean, just because of how raw Sean was, like with his raw talent for real. Like he ain't never like play on the top AU teams or train with nobody. He really worked on his game his own. Like, and that kind of motivated me too. Like work on my game my own. Like when I go to Curl Park, like, he used to take me to nerves with him. So like, I always loved Sean game, and Sean was always a person that, like, I always tell you, you got some good defense, yo. Like, it's really be hard for me to score on him, even when we used to play outside. So, like,
Yo, that mean
I'm
a
not
lot,
saying
yo.
this because we
yo.
right here because
I just said
I'm
you
not
just walked
saying
the
this
bucket, yo. That mean
because
a
we
lot,
right here.
yo.
That's my guy. But, like, it ain't too many people that really can play good defense on me. So, yeah.
What about underrated?
Underrated, top 5 underrated people in the city that was in the city. Coming up when we was in high school, I think the top 5 underrated people, it was a lot. Top 5
Show them love, bro. Show them some love.
Top 5 underrated people I feel like was Fresh.
Ooh.
Fresh was definitely underrated in high
Which
school.
is crazy. But you
Super
right.
crazy. He was super underrated in high school because he went to Forest Park. I would say, let me see, who else I would say. I'm trying to think of some schools.
Emerson.
Carolina from Dunbar.
Yeah.
Devontae.
Mm-hmm.
He still play overseas right now. He was super underrated. People just thought he could shoot. That's it.
Patty, any county people?
I'm trying to think with some county guys for real, cause like I wasn't really a big fan of county basketball.
No,
like
for sure,
that.
for sure.
Like,
Well, you know how when you play in the city, you look at them like, oh, they soft or whatever.
yeah, they saw they think he's better than us type stuff. Tevin Hanna, super underrated big man from Milford.
Mm-hmm, okay.
Yeah, he coached on our staff with HOH. He was a dunking machine. You watch our highlights when we played him over at Morgan. Hit the buzzer beat. He got like 4 or 5 dunks
I
on
played
us.
semi-pro with him, bro. He scored
Right.
30 dunks, bro.
That's what all dunks. Yo,
No
bounce
jumpers.
pass dunks. That's it.
We can keep it at 3. This is the
Yeah.
last question. Name some of the players that you played against professionally, and I think that's tough. Just give me some names.
I played against you. Baron Davis was my point guard when I was in the G League.
That's
Like,
hard.
I used to hang out with him. I went to Cali, hung out with him. Jimmer for that. I played against Jimmer for that. I played against Dante Jones. They used to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
Went to Duke. I played worked out with Harrison Bonds. My pre-draft workouts, I had Kyle Anderson. He was my partner at our pre-draft workouts in Utah. Denver, I worked out against KJ McDaniels, who got drafted to the 76ers.
Tough.
Went to Clemson.
Tough.
I played with Tiki Barber. He was my point guard too.
For real?
With the NC State, tough. He was my point guard in the G League.
That's tough.
I played with Peter Hooley in Australia. Him and Evan Singletary went to Albany together and won 3 conference championships. Peter is from Australia. He had a buzzer beater to win them the conference championship to send them to the tournament. They always talk about it and stuff. Like, and it was around the same time his mom passed away. So
Tough.
him, like I played with him. He like a national name over there.
Got you.
And some more Americans I played against. Like I played against like in the G League, you play against somebody in the NBA every day. Like,
Every day, right?
Terry Rozier was my point guard when I was in the G League.
Got you.
Jordan Mickey was on my team. Like you got Malcolm Miller, he won a championship with Toronto last year. You know what I mean? So it's like it's normal. So like when we see each other, it's like I played with Levi Randall. He was on my team. He went to Alabama. He played overseas now. Like he played in the NBA too. He played on the Celtics for a little bit. So like it been a lot of guys, but like I don't look at it like. We don't look at it like it's a celebrity type thing.
Right.
Like,
But we acknowledge
yeah,
the
facts.
game.
Like we all just look at it like.
We acknowledge the game.
But when you tell other people, like you be talking to a kid, and you're like, yeah, I was just with what you kind of talking to so-and-so, and they're like, you know him, Coach Davon?
Right.
And I'll be like, yeah, like why not?
But I appreciate that about your journey. You feel me? Is that you can teach the youth. But yeah, bro, I appreciate you for coming to the show. Hey, your story, everything, bro. Your story, everything. I had to tell it twice, bro. Built from Nothing. We sponsored by
Wonder.
Maltese.
Wonder.
We catch you on the next episode.